We have a massive shakeup in a key battleground race that has the Democrats in an absolute panic because they know that if this state goes, it all goes. And there's no coming back from here. You're not going to want to miss this. We woke up this morning to an absolute stunning projection. This is coming from the Real Clear Politics aggregate. So if you don't know, RCP averages all the polls to give you an aggregate poll number for each candidate. They have a House, Senate, and gubernatorial projection map for the midterms. As of this morning, RCP has officially flipped their senatorial projection for the battleground state in New Hampshire. New Hampshire now, ladies and gentlemen, New Hampshire is red. They are now projecting that the MAGA Republican Don Bolduc will indeed beat the Democrat incumbent senator and swamp creature par excellence, Maggie Hassan. This is an absolute stunner. It was, of course, just a few weeks back. New Hampshire was projected to be a solid Democrat hold. A tough one, but a hold nonetheless. Then last week, as Bolduc was surging in the polls, it went to a toss-up. Now, New Hampshire is officially, according to RCP projections, New Hampshire is officially red. It's being projected as a Republican pickup, which means that the RCP now has moved their total projected senatorial win for Republicans from 53 to 54 seats. We are just one seat shy of a 1994-style Republican revolution in the Senate. That's the bombshell news as of this morning. Now, that said, I gotta say on the outset, and I know this is totally uncharacteristic of me, I am a bit skeptical here with New Hampshire, okay? And the only reason I say that is because New Hampshire went just so over the top with bumbling Biden in 2020. Biden won New Hampshire by 7 points, so that's a big deficit to make up. Now, that's not to say that Bolduc can't do it. It's just to say that for whatever reason, New Hampshire voters, when it comes to D.C., they just love the swamp. Now, my one glimmer of hope here is that New Hampshire has a Republican state government. They actually have a triumvirate, right? So Republicans hold the governor's seat, the state Senate, and the state House. And yet, these same voters voted overwhelmingly for Biden. So we'll see. I just want to remain cautious in our optimism here, but there is no question this projection is huge. Now, in addition to this bombshell news, we're seeing massive, and I mean massive movement across the board towards the GOP on the generic ballot. The generic ballot simply asks voters, are you going to be voting for the Republican or the Democrat in the upcoming congressional election? Now, if you remember, just weeks back, I hope you remember because you're all killing me over it. In August or September, what were we being told by the legacy media every single day? Let me remind you. At the beginning of September, we were told by the Economist YouGov poll that the Democrats had, I kid you not, on the generic ballot, the Democrats had an 8-point lead. 8 points. And during our live Q&A on Monday nights, which, by the way, you can join by clicking on the link below and becoming an Insiders Club member, but every single live Q&A Monday night, people are like, Turley, what's going on? What's happening? Dr. Steve, what's happening? What's happening? Why are the Republicans losing this? Why are they blowing this? And I had to constantly reassure everyone that the summer months and even into the early fall and every single election cycle, there is always a response bias in favor of the Dems. And this is largely because Republicans have lives. We've got families. We have life obligations. And we don't want to be bothered with polling questions and surveys. This happens every single cycle. So Republicans are notoriously, disproportionately silent during the summer months and even into the fall months. But once Republicans get back into the game, the polls shift massively in our favor. This is exactly what we saw with Glenn Youngkin in Virginia, who, by the way, won exactly 1 year ago today. But if you go back to the polling in the August lead up to the election, Terry McAuliffe was crushing Glenn Youngkin by 8 percentage points, 46 to 38. Winsome Sears was losing by 6. The Attorney General's race had the Republican down by 8 points as well. Now, of course, all three went on to win in an absolutely devastating and humiliating defeat for the Democrats in Virginia. This happens every election cycle. And so now when it comes to the generic ballot, the dam is broken. Wait until you see these numbers. But first, I got some free gifts for you that I want to give, especially in light of the fact that we're about to hit 1 million subscribers, and it's all because of you. So make sure to click on that link below and get my personal research resources for free at drsteveblueprints.com. With the midterms coming up, I want you to be equipped and informed with resources free from all the woke lamestream media propaganda. My free guide on all the news sources that I trust will become your antidote to fake news this season. I've also compiled several of my simple blueprints and personal resources that will help you destroy woke liberal culture in your daily life. Yours absolutely free, but only for a limited time, so don't wait. Click on that link below right now. All right, gang, look at these numbers. These are your major generic ballot polls as of this morning. Look at this. Every single poll shows a massive Republican swing. CNN has gone from a Democrat +3 to a Republican +4. That's a 7-point swing. NPR Morris, Democrat +3 to a Republican +3, 6-point swing. Suffolk, Dems +4 to now Republicans +4, an 8-point swing. The Wall Street Journal, Dems +3 to now Republicans +2, a 5-point swing. Emerson has gone from a tie to a Republican +5. New York Times has gone from a Democrat +2 to a Republican +4. Harvard-Harris, look at this. They've gone from Democrat +2 to a Republican +6, an 8-point swing. And Monmouth has just added to the Republican lead. They're now +6. Every single poll shows a massive swing to the GOP. And we talked about the bombshell poll from the Wall Street Journal in yesterday's video that at least in part explains this massive shift. Actually, there's really two things going on here. Again, across the board, in each state, it's going to work out a little differently. But in terms of a broad aggregate, there are two national dynamics that are propelling the Republicans to victory. So first and foremost, independents have broke towards the GOP overwhelmingly. The latest CBS YouGov poll has independents breaking to the Republicans by an overwhelming 16 points. And again, we know why, right? We know why, gang. We've been talking about this over and over again leading up to this. What's the number one factor for determining how a midterm's going to play out? What's the number one indicator? You got it. Presidential approval. If the president is popular, his party stays in power. If the president is unpopular, his party loses power. That's an unbroken pattern for over a century of midterm elections. And so take a guess at Biden's approval ratings among independents. 32%. 68% disapprove. So the Democrats are shot, okay? They're done. You could stick a fork in them right now. This is why New Hampshire is about to flip. This and this alone. So if the mass break towards Republicans among independents isn't bad enough for the Democrats, we have a second dynamic going on here, and that's the defection among white suburban women over to the Republicans. I mean, we devoted a whole video to this yesterday. This is so huge because it completely blows up. It absolutely it crushes the Democrats' strategy of making Roe v. Wade the centerpiece of this midterm election. The very Karens who are supposed to be coming out in mass and voting for the Democrats have betrayed their marching orders and are now voting for Republicans in mass. White suburban women are now favoring the Republicans by a total of 15 points. It's a 26-point swing since the last time the Journal took the poll in August. This is a Democrat nightmare. Had you told Democrat operatives this was going to happen back in August, they wouldn't have believed you. I mean, it was inconceivable, right? I don't think you know what that word means. A little Princess Bride moment there, right? Absolutely inconceivable. So these two dynamics, the mass break towards Republicans by independents and white suburban women, they're crushing the Democrats. I mean, there's just no other way to put this. And then you can add to that, of course, Latinos, the break towards Republicans. Rich Barris is saying that Miami-Dade in Florida is about to go red. Miami freaking Dade. That's like Baltimore County going red. I mean, this is insane stuff. So once again, look, we need to be vigilant. These are all projections. Anything can happen from now until then. We cannot even remotely be complacent. Remember, being a patriot is not a spectator sport. Being a patriot means being a participant. Get out there. Volunteer to be a precinct worker and a poll watcher. Make sure every vote is counted by you. And with these projections in place, by God's grace, we are in for an amazing midterm. And you know what you also need to do? You need to smack that bell and subscribe button, because we're almost at 1 million subs. It'll be an absolute privilege to have you as a regular part of our online community. And definitely check out my latest video I just uploaded on the woke left officially losing Bill Maher. You're going to love it. So make sure to click on that link and I'll see you over there. God bless.